Friends and family, what it do? It is a gloomy Tuesday morning, and that is good because we don't have to focus on the weather. We only have to focus on technical education. Today we are going to be breaking down exactly why these coins, these cryptocurrencies are corporations and they're businesses and they actually mean something. And they might not be like normal businesses, they may be structured and focused more like nonprofits, but they have purposes to serve public benefit. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so the most basic cryptocurrency, of course, you guys know this is going to be the first one I'm going over, is Bitcoin. What does Bitcoin do? How is Bitcoin a business? How does Bitcoin set up to help us achieve the things that we need to achieve in a financial system? So Bitcoin is just a peer-to-peer transaction network. All it does is it keeps a private piece of information called a private key or a seed phrase, and this is used to sign off transactions. So when I send you my Bitcoin, it uses my private key to send the Bitcoin to you, and then that private key basically just stamps it and says that I sent this Bitcoin at that time. Nobody can change it because my private key that's hidden from everybody else in the world, including me, it's locked in my wallet, I can find it, but it's like that is what tells me and confirms on the blockchain that I sent money to you. So there's no bank needed. I don't need Bank of America to be like, Joe, are you sure you want to send this? And then them send it to somebody and then them send it to the bank and have it go back and forth and paying these hidden fees that we don't even know and more expensive. All we can do is just send our Bitcoin to somebody else and it is locked. It is like I send you a Bitcoin, $30,000, that's it. There's no fee intent. There's a small transactional fee, of course, for the network so the miners can get paid so people can verify the transaction, but it's very small, very minuscule. It's like a point percentage rather than 2 to 3% of a transaction on a normal bank transfer. All right, so that is the most basic one. Bitcoin barely is a company. Bitcoin's more of just a utility tool, so we don't have to use banks. That is it. Bitcoin is the most simple thing. Now getting into the next topic, which is Ethereum. All right, Ethereum wasn't the second cryptocurrency made, but it sure is the second most prominent cryptocurrency these days. Ethereum is a decentralized internet, plain and simple, okay? People can go onto Ethereum and create decentralized apps that help mimic centralized systems. So these apps enable users to basically make agreements and conduct transactions directly with one another. And so I can use Ethereum in my business and safely transact within another business. I can create an app on Ethereum to kind of create a network, another decentralized network or something along those lines to help another facet of the financial system. So Ethereum is just a decentralized internet. There's nothing else really to Ethereum besides you being able to transact the coins. It is just a place, an open source blockchain where you can create decentralized apps, okay? These apps don't have to pass many tests, okay? They just have to be functioning and they have to be for public benefit, all right? You're not making an app for the App Store on Ethereum. You're making an app for corporations to connect and to be able to make contracts that are real and that, you know, you don't need a middleman and a smart contract can verify this transaction. So there are over 200 applications built on Ethereum. There's like 217 DeFi applications on Ethereum. There's 237, I think, on Ethereum, and I think 217 of them were built on Ethereum. So I'm not going to get into all of them. I don't want to make this an hour-long video. You guys know Technical Tuesday, we're just hopping in and we're brushing over terms and we're learning consistently every week. All right, so some prominent names on the Ethereum blockchain that were built there. The first one is Chainlink. All right, Chainlink is a cryptocurrency aiming to incentivize a global network of computers to provide reliable, real-world data to smart contracts running on top of this blockchain. All Chainlink is used for is making agreements within businesses and enterprises, okay? Using smart contracts, using these automated contracts that are verified and that are real and that nobody, like one party and the other party agree, and that's it. The smart contract verifies it. There's no lawyer, there's no notary, there's none of that involved, okay? Chainlink, open source, it's an Oracle solution, so it does have to do with a real business. And so it is a decentralized Oracle system that is currently based on Ethereum demand and brings the power of developing blockchain solutions for traditional businesses and enterprises. All right, so Chainlink is very similar to Ethereum, except it's not an open source blockchain where people can develop apps. It's just a place where businesses and enterprises can go to make contractual agreements and to make things happen and to put things into motion without using any middlemen, without using any centralized governments or systems. Pretty cool. All right, my company in the United States can partner with another company in South Africa, and we don't have to worry about our country's governments or anything like that. We can just sign our agreement. Of course, we have to worry about laws and all of that, but laws within our countries, of course. But there's no laws when it comes to open source blockchain, okay? There's just benefit. There's just public benefit because it's verification, okay? There can't be many schemers on the network because it has to be verified by public keys, okay? By people that are helping to run each of these blockchains. So Chainlink is just one piece of the decentralized ecosystem, okay? Companies can sign contracts with one another. All right, that's amazing. But how am I gonna get money for a home, okay? How am I gonna get money lended to me? How am I gonna, if I want to lend people money, where am I gonna go to lend people money? And so this is where other projects like Compound and AAVE come in. AAVE is used as a lending and borrowing platform. Lenders provide liquidity into the network. So basically, a bunch of rich people just buy AAVE and they give their AAVE to the AAVE network so that other people can use AAVE to do things, okay? To transact business, to buy things, to do all these things, but of course, they have to pay back. And so when you are a lender, you are providing AAVE tokens to the liquidity pool, and so everybody's putting their hundreds, thousands of AAVE tokens into this liquidity pool. There's probably $100 million, okay, locked up. I know there's 1.4 locked up in the entire DeFi ecosystem. I'm not sure how much AAVE has in there. I know it's one of the most prominent ones, probably top 5, but probably has $100 million locked up. That means that AAVE can use $100 million to give out to people who need to borrow, to people who need decentralized borrowing, okay? So instead of you having to have a credit card, you having to use your credit score, go through banks, do all these processes that are really tedious and that aren't that likely to go through, you're able to just go onto the AAVE network, you're able to provide kind of a collateral, and you're able to get the money that you need to borrow. So this is another key pivotal pillar in the decentralized financial network that is built on Ethereum, okay? There are, like I said, over 200 applications on the Ethereum network, and all of them solve a financial thing, like a financial necessity, like these two, like Chainlink and like AAVE. All right, one of the last coins I want to get into is kind of completely on. I wanted to go over kind of the 3 facets of a financial system. So this next coin is Uniswap. So the Uniswap token is a decentralized exchange. Okay, so we can go on Uniswap. We can buy tokens, we can sell tokens, we can trade tokens, but instead of it being a business like Coinbase and Binance, where they take your money and they invest it themselves and they do stuff with their money and they make money, it's completely decentralized, okay? Uniswap completely helped propel the Ethereum DeFi movement, and it was so unique, this decentralized exchange was so unique that it sparked so many other decentralized financial exchanges to come out. The most prominent one now probably being SushiSwap. SushiSwap came out as a vampire network trying to suck all of the members out of the Uniswap network. Of course, it didn't work. These things coincide, they go together. People use SushiSwap, people use Uniswap, people use PancakeSwap. There's so many different decentralized exchanges now, but Uniswap is the OG. All right, so in a DeFi exchange, the smart contract determines the price instead of the supply and demand, all right? Instead of I'm trying to sell my token for $32, but somebody else is trying to buy it for $30. So the price in the market is $31. Uniswap doesn't do this. So when you try and sell your Uniswap token, it gets pushed into a liquidity pool. So you sell it immediately, and kind of the automated system behind Uniswap, the smart contracts that were set up, they determine the price, okay? Based on the liquidity pool. So we give all of our Uniswap tokens in there, and when you buy a Uniswap token, instead of you buying it from somebody else, which is what would a market that's based off of supply and demand would be, we are using an automated system. So you buy a Uniswap token, you're just buying it from that liquidity pool that has 1 million Uniswap tokens provided to it. People own those tokens, but then somebody sells it and they balance out. Okay? Uniswap and AAVE and Chainlink, they kind of brought up this whole liquidity providing network. I'm not sure what was the first token to really bring around this system of providing liquidity, but providing liquidity really kind of cornerstones this whole public benefit thing, because we're no longer kind of in control of our own market. The automated systems that we built to control and run our market, they are in charge. And they're in charge because they have no brain, okay? They want equal, okay? There's no kind of size that they can pick, okay? There's no picking the hedge funds or picking the retail investors or anything like that. It's kind of the automated system and the smart contracts that were set up kind of make the network fair. And over time, the networks will get more stable and the networks will create more. So I just explained a lot. Of course, I didn't go into many coins. I only touched over 5, Bitcoin being the most basic, Ethereum being the big one, the decentralized internet where all of these other apps are created. Chainlink, AAVE, and Uniswap are all built on the Ethereum network. But it's not just Bitcoin and then the Ethereum network. There's other ecosystems, there's other coins that are trying to do the same thing that Ethereum is doing. One of the most prominent, one of my favorite tokens, of course none of this is financial advice, but one of my favorite tokens right now is Polkadot. What Polkadot is doing is they're doing a closed source Ethereum blockchain, okay? So it's still open, you can still create decentralized networks, okay? But it's not anybody can create a decentralized application just like they can on Ethereum. Only 60 coins, 60 projects are going to be chosen to run on the Polkadot platform. So it's taking Ethereum and it's basically chopping it by 25% and saying that we're gonna only accept the real projects. We're only gonna accept the projects that we approve, that not we meaning the Polkadot dictatorship, but the Polkadot community. Because we can use, just getting into the brief details, there's a test token for the Polkadot network called Kusama. And everything that goes onto Polkadot is run through Kusama. So of course, right now, as they're building their network and building their platform, they're onboarding certain projects onto Polkadot and onto the Kusama blockchain. And Polkadot and Kusama one day are gonna be one. But that's way down the road, we can't get into that. But basically, if you're holding Polkadot and you're holding Kusama, we, the shareholders of this, I don't even know what to call it, but of this entity, get to choose which projects get onboarded onto the network, okay? So there was just a recent crowdfunding event for Kusama. People crowdfunded Kusama for the token Akala and the Akala network. So I provided liquidity to Akala by giving them one of my Kusama, and they needed 25,000 Kusama to be able to join the Polkadot network. And if they didn't get that, I get my Kusama back. But if they did get that, I still get my Kusama back because I'm invested in that company, but they also reward me for investing in their company. They reward me by giving me Akala tokens. All right, so I hope I blew your mind, because I definitely blew my mind when I was doing this research. I hope you guys got a lot of value from this video, and I hope you guys take it and run with it. Google is your best friend. You can type any question into Google. You can figure out anything by just using the internet. And I'm telling you guys, these networks, these companies, these coins, whatever they may be, whatever they're turning into, it's going to take over the world. This technology is going to put Bank of America out of business. It's going to put Apple out of business. I'm not saying in the next 10 years. I'm saying in the next 50 and 100. But these technologies are going to take over. And it's these focused, decentralized, open source networks that are going to beat out the private, greedy corporations. So as always, peace out, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Marketing Wednesday, where we get into the sauce. Adios.